Coqui-san. Welcome back for another round of trailer reactions, or Nintendo Direct in this case here, but a very special Nintendo Direct. It is a Super Nintendo World Direct on Donkey Kong Country. We've all heard about Donkey Kong Country going to be the next ride on Universal Studios Japan, and most likely later on in the US. So yeah, they did a little Nintendo Direct to cover the whole thing, and we're gonna check out what they got on offer. Ooh. Let's not waste any time and let's begin.
Konnichiwa, 宮本です。今回はユニバーサル・スタジオ・ジャパンのスーパー・ニンテンドー・ワールドからお届けします。2021年3月にオープンして以来、世界中からたくさんの方々に来ていただいて、スーパーマリオの世界を全身で体験いただいています。本当にありがとうございます。今日はこのスーパー・ニンテンドー・ワールドに新しいエリアができたので、世界で初めてご紹介したいと思います。
いらっしゃいませ。
ダッシュで行ってみましょう。
ベネさん。
じゃあ行きましょう。Here we go.
Hi, Genki desu yo, Benet-san. Gonna be watching Super Nintendo World.
やっと追いつきました。
Nintendo Direct.
ここはスーパー・ニンテンドー・ワールドの1階にあるショップワンナップファクトリーの前です。そしてこの奥に新しいエリアの入り口ができました。マリオのエリアのスーパーマリオランドからこの先に広がるドンキーコングの世界。さあどんなエリアになっていると思いますか？それでは行ってみましょう。さあ入り口から入るとこのマリオのブロックの世界から
that's cool.
岩肌
It transitions.
ジャングルっぽくなってきましたね。ほらドンキーコングのあのリズム、ジャングルビートが聞こえてきました。ここが
Should have been the DK rap.
新エリアドンキーコングカントリーです。
Whoa.
ドンキーコングたちが住むジャングルの世界が広がっています。あちらに見えるのはドンキーコングの家。
Hey, they got the tree
そ
house.
してその奥にそびえるのは黄金の神殿です。実際に見るとこんな巨大な神殿だったんですね。黄金が眩しく輝いています。
Probably made up.
で
Really
は
is made
早
of gold.
速エリアの中を探検していきましょう。
Oh, guys, look at
メ
the
インのア
smile
ト
on
ラク
his
ション以
face.
外にもいくつかの秘密の場所があります。あ、
Oh,
あち
secret
らの方からコンガ
locations.
の音が聞こえてきましたよ。行ってみましょう。はい、ここではドンキーコングのリズムを使ったアクティビティをプレイできます。
Just like in
今聞こえているこのリズムに
jungle,
合わせて
was it
コンガ
conga
を
beat?
叩いてください。3人で一緒にプレイするので、今日はドンキーコングカントリーのクルーの2人にも協力をしてもらってます。3人でクリアを目指します。チームワークで頑張りましょう。
How much rehearsals did they went through?
このライトに合わせてコンガを叩きます。
Oh, look at the light that they light up. ランビが出てきました。 Oh, that is so cool. The animatronic.
さあ、
Really looks like
行ったみたいで
out of the
次に行
game.
きましょう。はい。このエリアの中にはこちらのようなアルファベットの文字が書かれた
Yeah,
プレー
how's
トがあ
that
り
gonna
ます。
work?
これは K ですね。
Amiibo?
さあ残りは何でしょうね。
Use
文
the
字を見
amiibo
つけた
wrist?
らこの新しい
Yes.
Don't go
Oh,
on the
DK
band.
power band.
はい。これはスーパー・ニンテンドー・ワールドのアプリ上でも記録されてます。これ以外にもパワーアップワードを使って発見できるたくさんの秘密があるので、皆さんで探してみてください。もちろんマリオたちのパワーアップワードも使えますよ。
And
そ
it
れでは
all has
次に行
amiibo.
ってみましょう。突然ですが問題です。ドンキーコングの好きな食べ物といえば何でしょう？
Banana.
そうです、バナナです。このお店ジャングルビートシェイクではバナナの味のフードを用意しました。
Oh, banana
ドン
flavored
キーコングが
snacks.
樽を投げて割れる瞬間をイメージした
That looks.
DK
Oh my.
が
Oh, you get a whole
そして
barrel.
お腹が減ったらスペシャルなホットドッグ DK ワイルドドッグです。 アボカドのソースがぴったりです。
Avocado
どちらも
sauce.
このエリアでしか買うことはできません。
Donkey
では
Kong
次に
Country.
行ってみましょ
Yeah, I want the
う。こ
shake.
ちらはドンキーコングの家です。
I agree,
ご
Venom-san.
めんください。
Oh, you get to go into the treehouse?
おお、これすっごいバナナの山です
His banana
ね。これ
cave.
一日で食べるんですかね。すごい食欲やね。あ、ドンキーコング。おお、ドンキーコングが来てくれました。元気にしてた？
He's like my eldest son.
どうですか？このジャングルの住み心地は。おお、気に入ってるみたいです。ドラミングも絶好調ですね。じゃあドンキーコング、ここで一緒に写真を撮ろうよ。ね。よし。カメラチー。いきますよ。3、2。
Click.
はい。ここではドンキーコングと記念写真が撮れます。
Okay.
イエーイ。じゃあまた後でね。さあ、次に来たのは
Oh,
ドンキーコン
Funky
グカント
Kong.
リーのショップ。ゲームのマップでも見たことのあるファンキーコングのフライ&バイです。世界中
Ooh,
で
look at
こ
the
こにしかないドンキー
plushies.
コングのグッズを販売しています。
Actual
ゲ
layout
ーム
made
の
the
中で
third.
はファンキーコングがいろんなお助けアイテムを紹介してくれるお店なんですが、
That makes sense that
皆
he
さ
would
んも
that he
お
would
気
be
に
a
入りのグ
shop.
ッズを探してみてください。それでは次に行ってみましょう。やっと黄金の神殿に着きました。
Ah, now what kind of ride is
この
this? Because I can see the tracks on the top
ドンキーコン
left
グカン
there.
トリーのライドアトラクションがあります。ドンキーコングといえば暗闇を走り抜けるトロッコですね。
Yeah.
トロッコに乗ってジャングルを豪快に駆け抜ける冒険に出発しますよ。では中に入ってみましょう。あ、ここに大きなシャトがありますね。おかしいな、ドンキーコングが先に行ったんでしょうか。
That was probably
とりあえ
Diddy.
ずこの足跡を追いかけましょ
Oh, that's cool. Everybody's got to scan
う。
it.
神殿の中に入ってきましたね。
The water fountain.
さあ進んできました。日がありますね。何かみんなでバナナを大事そうにしてますね。
They worship the banana.
特別なバナナなんですかね。
That's funny, all those Donkey Kongs.
ここにも別の壁画があり
Oh,
ますね。
that's cool. They made it look like the original Donkey
なん
Kong
か見覚え
game
がありますね。
arcade. And look, there's the Pikmin getting squished by the
なんか
barrel.
話し声が聞こえてきますね。
That's messed up.
クランキーコングとスコークスが何か話してますよ。
この先のトロッコに乗ってゴールデントロッコから敵族を追っ払い
Jesus.
ゴールデンバナナを守ってくれ頼んだぞゴールデンバナナを守れるかはお前たちにかかってある
That's not what he should be saying. He should be saying, what? Minecarts, back in my day, we used to only play with one screen. Just like in the video game. Back in my day.
皆さん聞きましたか？どうやらさっきの壁画のバナナがゴールデンバナナみたいですね。この神殿に敵族が攻め込んできて大変なことになってるみたいです。
So you
さ
take
あ
on
み
the
んなで
tic-tac
ゴールデ
tribe.
ンバナナを守りに行きましょう。先へ急ぎましょう。
I wonder what kind of game they
Hi.
made this into.
トロッコの乗り場に着きました。
Oh,
ここから
interesting.
敵トングからゴールデンバナナを守る冒険に出発します。さあ実際に乗るとどんな感じでしょうか。ほんの
It's-
少しだけですがその様子もご覧く
Okay,
だ
it's
さ
on
い。
tracks. Yeah.
はい。トロッコ
Because
が
yeah, it's got to be like the minecart.
ディクシ
All
ー
on
コング
tracks.
が何か言っ
There's
てます
Dixie.
ね。
Oh, that's cool. She greets you.
さあここから神殿の頂上まで登っていきますよ。
Yeah, it might not be like a. Oh, the barrel cannon. Okay, that's cool.
今日見せてくれる
Boo!
スピード感あふれる
Tease.
冒険をぜひ実際
I
に
hope you'll
体
get
験
to
してみ
experience
てくだ
jumping
さい。
between rails and the speed of this. What?
コースターはちょっと苦手という人にもおすすめですよ。ぜひ家族みんなで楽しんでください。いかがでしたでしょうか。ドンキーコングは今から40年以上前に私が初めて作ったアーケードゲームのキ
The
ャラク
first
ターと
arcade
して
game
デビ
been
ューし
over
ました。
40. Dang.
それ以降ドンキーコングは新しいゲーム機が出るたびに進化をしてきました。最初は 2D のドット画で始まったんですけれども、
Yeah.
スーパーファミコンではレンダリング動画に、そして任天堂64では 3D へと進化してきました。そして今回は才能あふれるユニバーサルクリエイティブの皆さんの協力でドンキーコングの世界を現実の世界に作っていただき、リアルに体験できるようになりました。ではここでユニバーサル・スタジオ・ジャパンさんから社長 CEO のボニエさんにご登場いただきましょう。
Konnichiwa. Hello to everyone watching Nintendo Direct.
Ishaimase,
I am from
Ghosty-san.
Universal Studios Japan. Thanks to the strong relationship between Universal Studios and Miyamoto-san and the wonderfully talented people
Why do you
at
sound
Nintendo,
British? Should be
Super
sounding
Nintendo
American.
World has made countless number of people super energized since its opening. And now I'm very happy to be able to announce the opening date of the new world first ever area based on the world of
Hi,
Donkey Kong.
Gotsy-san. Genki des.
Donkey Kong
Genki
Country
des
will be
kai. Doing
opening
good?
on December 11th, 2024.
Ah, it's opening December 11th in
And
Japan.
with the opening of the new area, Super Nintendo World will power up and make people even more super energized. We look forward to seeing you here.
はい、2024年のスーパーニンテンドーワールドはマリオの世界に加えてドンキーコングの世界も一緒に楽しむことができるようになります。さらに来年2025年にはアメリカ・フロリダ州オーランド、ユニバーサル・エピック・ユニバ
They're
ー
gonna
サ
open
ル
the third
マ
one
リオの世
over
界
in
とドンキーコン
Orlando.
グの世界を両方楽しめる
And they're
ス
gonna
ー
put
パーニン
both
テンドーワール
areas.
ドがオープン
Nice.
します。まずはユニバーサル・スタジオ・ジャパンで
It makes sense why it's taking longer in Orlando. They did it all in one shot.
ぜひ遊びに来てください。
I get it. Oh, look at that. That was a nice drone view. Oh, the irony. We're gonna have to talk about this. Oh my gosh, that was very fun. Have a great turnout tonight. Got Venom-san and Ghosty-san tonight. Yay! Hanging out tonight. Woo! All right. Excuse me. That's it. That's the review. 11 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. Let me just grab this one little fun thing. I guess, oh, okay, just did that, huh? Let's see. Oh, no. Ah, perfect. I just thought I would throw this little thing in because we need. I just need a jab at Universal Studios. All right. Well, that was a fun first look at Donkey Kong Country, Nintendo's next expansion, newest expansion on Universal Studios at Universal Studios Japan. It really looked gorgeous. It really looked like Donkey Kong Country. They really did a great job and put in all the fun stuff that comes in with it. And I gotta say, seeing Donkey Kong on a Universal lot is just so hilarious and so ironic. Universal became Nintendo's little a little whore now. See, that's what happens when you try to bogart multi-million-dollar lawsuits on a small video game company over a public domain character. You don't know what I'm talking about? Well, for those of you who are not in the know, back in 1985, Universal Studios sued Nintendo over Donkey Kong. Copyright infringement. Oh, the irony, Nintendo. The irony. The copyright infringement of King Kong. Universal sued Nintendo claiming that Donkey Kong infringed on their copyright of King Kong, but the thing is that Nintendo was able to prove that Donkey Kong was a parody, which under United States Constitution is a protected form of speech. You don't need permission to do a parody of another person's work so long as it is a parody. And that's how Donkey Kong was presented as, but more so than anything else was how hilarious it was that Universal screwed up their explanation of King Kong's copyright. They actually told the judge that King Kong was actually public domain, and the judge looked at them and nearly threw the book because, you can't declare copyright on something that is public domain. And he made very clear that to Universal they can't have it both ways, and ruled in favor of Nintendo. More so than anything else, not only did Nintendo not have to pay out the money, Universal had to pay out themselves to Nintendo. They had to pay Nintendo for all the cost, fees, and everything in between for doing that. And since then, so it says it right here. Universal in the fall of 1981 had certain rights to King Kong that derived from prior litigation and settlement. These were viewed by Universal as merchandising rights with certain acknowledgement limitations, in particular the inability to replicate any of the images of King Kong contained in 1933 and 1976 King Kong. There were no active program to capitalize on these to protect. That was that was what was levied against Nintendo. And of course, Nintendo had been doing merchandising, gaming, either through, through development and so on. But their mistake was that they then pointed out that King Kong was public domain, and the judges were like, "What? You're sitting here saying that's public domain, but you're suing Nintendo for it, And which seek damages. Let's see here. With that, let's see here. This is claiming the game infringed Universal's rights in King Kong. With that issue resolved in favor of Nintendo by way of summary judgment, what remained of Nintendo's counterclaims, which seek damages arising out of Universal's conduct, and their conduct was out of bad faith. Universal views its conduct as the good faith assertion of rights. Now, yet determined at the time of the events in question, Nintendo asserts that Universal misappropriated Nintendo's Donkey Kong property, was thereby unjustly enriched. That Universal tortuously interfered with Nintendo's contracts and Nintendo's licensing programs. Gee, have you forgotten that little issue you had, Nintendo, huh? As you go around slapping copyright suits on everybody. Asterisk 841, and that Universal vicariously infringed Nintendo's copyrights based on the fact and conclusion stated below. Nintendo is entitled to judgment, costs, and damages, both actual and exemplary. Universal, the way Nintendo's behaving now, it was the same exact way Universal behaved towards them over Donkey Kong, regarding Donkey Kong and King Kong. So, I find it very ironic. But then it became even more ironic that that out of this whole case, they teamed up to do a freaking Donkey Kong Country theme park. Oh man, there's like double irony going on here. The double irony of one, Universal teaming up with the very company that they bullied, abused, abused copyright law over, against a company that is actually abusing copyright law. We all know Nintendo's really abusing copyright law on the public en masse. It's too weird. It's too weird how it all panned out and everything. But since that lawsuit, not only did Nintendo was able to not only show that they had strength as a company in North America against a lot of the major corporations, but it also led to a few other caveats that went along the way. One so to speak. Let's see, is his name on here? Let's see. No, those are the judges. His name. Do they have his name on here? I'm surprised. This was done in New York, huh? Interesting. That was done in New York. Let me see here. Is his name on here? I don't know if his name would be on here. No, I don't see his name on here. Oh. Here we go. Lawyer. ColecoVision. No, I don't see his name on here. But it's a name that you probably would be familiar with. Let's see here. No, they represent it. Huh. Doesn't show on here the name of the lawyer that was the headline for Nintendo's law team. But we have seen him. We've seen him plenty of times. Vicariously. Let's see here. And it's very simple. Yeah, his name's not... We're not going to find his name on here. Misappropriation. That is so funny. Misappropriation. Oh my gosh. And vicarious copyright infringements. It was pretty insane. This is how big the whole entire case was. And it was, and I think it was called a landmark case. This declared a landmark case because it involved parody, the legal rights of parody. But yeah, the lawyer, the head lawyer of this whole case, his last name was Kirby. His last name was Kirby, and Nintendo and HAL dedicated this character to him. Little old Kirby, because he helped win Nintendo the case and kept them from getting collapsed and everything. It's so funny. That's the end result. Now, if that didn't happen, we would never have had Kirby. We would Nintendo wouldn't be where they're at today. There wouldn't even be a Nintendo Super Nintendo World if, had it not been for that case. Had not been for that case. And let me tell you something. Nintendo, you better learn from your past. You better learn from your history, because you're going a little too copyright crazy here. You know, we all get it. We understand, you know what I'm saying? There are some cases that have legitimate copyright, but then there are some that are benign in such a way to your bottom line, and for you to go after them makes you really look like Universal Studios, you know, messing with your contracts and everything. You know, you gotta pick and choose your fights, man. You know, you gotta pick and choose your fights. So yeah, this was a pretty cool setup. Like, when you go through the warp pipe like you normally would, and you end up in the Donkey Kong area. Oh, sorry, this is the main area, right? Yeah, the new 1-Up factory. They got a new 1-Up factory in Japan. But what's so cool is how well it transitioned from Mario blocks to the Donkey Kong cave here. You gotta like it, man. Nintendo really knows how to transition stuff. And then you step out and you're suddenly in Donkey Kong, this Kong's treehouse. But so cool is that you're greeted by Kong's treehouse. The first thing you get to see. Very smart placement. You know, you really do find yourself in Donkey Kong world. And of course, you got the Golden Temple from the game. What I found interesting though is that they didn't exactly elaborate on all of the games like they did with the Mario side, with the Mushroom Kingdom side. This seems like all fun and everything, but what part of that? I know that they say it goes to the end, but what's the goal of the game? Like, we learned what the goal of the whole game is over on Mario's side, but with Donkey Kong's side, didn't really elaborate on it. You know, they just say, oh, you get to do some drums and you get to do some Rambi, which was pretty cool. I really love the design. He really looks like straight from the video game. The whole entire look at the texture and everything. Unless of course that's no, it's not a screen. That is definitely animatronic, and they did a great job with the animatronic. Made him look like an actual video game character, like you would see on the Nintendo Switch. It's pretty cool. We are Rambi fans, indeed, Fena-san. Then you get to do the letter panels. You know, you get to scan those. No different than the coins and such. So it probably follows the same rules, similar rules, but more Donkey Kong themed such. This is the coolest part here, the Jungle Beat Shakes. Some of the stuff that they came up with is so cool. Banana flavored food. And let me tell you something. This blew my mind when I saw the mug, the DK mug. This looks so cool. It's an icy or an ice cream. It looks like an ice cream. I can't tell. Also, yeah. But the fact that you get a whole barrel for free is so cool. And it looks like a reusable straw from the look of it, the thickness and everything. I think that's a reusable straw. I want this. I want this. For whatever asking price they got for this, the fact that you get a whole functional DK barrel mug with a reusable straw, I say would be worth the price. You probably won't, I'm definitely not gonna find this in Nintendo World Store over in New York. And those in Japan with Nintendo Tokyo, Nintendo Kyoto. What's the other one? The hot dog. That's very interesting. I don't know what I could say about this hot dog. And the reason why I say that is because of the toppings. They put Doritos on it, and an avocado, and a special avocado sauce. Was it? Yeah, the avocado sauce goes well with it. Interesting, but I find it very weird that it also includes Doritos. This is some Taco Bell level stuff here. That scares me, especially for its asking cost. Probably be like 1,200 yen, which is nearly $10. Yeah, the avocado is interesting. If you look at the sauce here, there's something about this sauce. It seems like it's a hard cream. And they used the pastry tube to squeeze it out. You could really tell that came out of a pastry tube, so it's a little on the thick side. And it's very interesting. At least it's not banana. I don't think that would have worked. Here's your hot dog and Baja Blaster. Phantom Sunset. But yeah. Interesting, but at least it's not like the anime hot dogs where it's got lettuce inside it. Have you ever seen an anime hot dog? In most anime, they always put a lettuce in it. It's always got lettuce for some reason. Yeah, then you get to visit DK's house. I guess you can't go into the tree house above. That makes sense. It happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you get to take pictures, of course, the mascots, as always. Get your picture taken. Very thematic too. This is a very thematic park here, because they took Funky's Flying By and turned it into an actual shop. So just like in the video games, the later video games where Funky became. Well, no, Funky was, in the original Donkey Kong Country, you got to buy stuff from Funky Kong. It just wasn't called Flying By. It was a different, he went by a different name. But, yeah, you get to go to Funky Kong's Flying By and buy stuff. And the products are pretty cool. They're all Donkey Kong themed and everything. I would have liked to have seen Cranky Kong, and others. Some DK barrels. They got little hats there. Looks like they got some figurines up there. No, those are slippers. Those are probably slippers. Only on the top right. Your typical $10 tchotchkes. Your $10 tchotchkes and your $20 plushie dolls. The biggest tease, and boy was that a tease, was the Golden Temple here, where the minecart ride is at. And it was pretty cool watching going through here. Of course, they got the water fountain. Such a lovely water fountain to drink. I mean, just look at how Miyamoto cherishes and admires the water fountain. Like, this guy really cares about his park. You know what I'm saying? He cares about everything. Greeting the nice little water fountain there. That's You know, that's hard. And we get some lore out of this too. I mean, this is hilarious. Just look at that. 4 Donkey Kongs worshiping the golden banana. That is very comical. I find that hilarious. I like that. And what a homage to the original Donkey Kong arcade, with the poor Pikmin getting rolled over by the barrel. Look, you can even see their little ghosts floating up on the right side. But yeah, it really does look like, or at least for the most part, it does look like stage 1 near perfectly, or at least as close as possible. Because if you look at the ladders, it's broken up in the middle there. It's broken up in the middle. You climb up to the top. There's the hammer that you grab. So this looks like the top 2 levels that leads you up to Donkey Kong. You climb up to the final platform to pass the stage, because there's the hammer, and then you start bashing through. The poor Pikmin. And then you get Cranky Kong. Cranky Kong that's pretty. I gotta say, that's a fantastic animatronic of Cranky Kong and Squawks. Really did a great job there. He doesn't look uncanny. He doesn't look out of place. He moves very nicely. He's not chasing, trying to kill you like Freddy. The Tiki Tack tribe. But we'll never know what's going on with the whole thing. I'm counting on you. So it's definitely a game, because he is telling you whether or not you succeed is up to you. So that's actually pretty cool. And then what a great teaser. What a crazy teaser. I was surprised. The carts are fits 4 people, 2 by 2, so 4 people sit in there. Clearly, if it's going to be a game ride, it's not going to have the loop-the-loops and all the twists and turns like you would find on a typical roller coaster. It's still going to operate as a roller coaster, like going at high speed, but it's not going to have. That's clearly not going to have the loop-the-loops. I would be shocked if there were loops going on, but it's definitely going to be a lot different from the Mario Kart ride. Yeah, it's definitely on tracks, but the tracks are definitely not. If you look at the tracks carefully, they are definitely not designed. Here we go. If you look at the tracks, they're thematic tracks. The wood. Let's see here. They're not actual plank woods. They're thematically designed. Yeah. See, if you can see the tracks right there. Those are thematically designed tracks, so it's not gonna be your typical roller coaster with the loops and the twists and the turns. It's just gonna it's gonna have I believe it looks like it's definitely designed for high speed, but it's not going to be your typical roller coaster, because it is part game. So there's probably going to be certain areas where it'll slow down so you can do the game part, then you go at high speed and experience all the minecart stuff. Think about how we were playing that on the Super Nintendo, at least, where we were always slowing down to make those jumps, and then we would pick up speed to go faster, and then we would slow down another part to try to jump to another level of the tracks to catch those to catch some bananas or one of the Kong letters. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably gonna do it like that, because that is definitely not a good well designed. As you can see here, those the wood and the little gaps here. That's not very good design for your typical roller coaster, because there's too many gaps in here. It's definitely this is definitely a themed aesthetic. Dixie Kong, which was cool, and then you climb all the way up and do the barrel cannon, which is so cool. That means that the barrel cannon, what's gonna happen with the barrel cannon is that, yeah, it's gonna pick up speed, like actually act like a launcher and shoot you out for a high speed. Thanks for the follow, Ardberg. Thanks for the follow on the Twitch side. Welcome to the channel. Welcome. So yeah, I mean that was a nasty little tease, but it's pretty clear and obvious from the way that the track layout is designed that it's definitely don't expect to do loop the loops and all the twisted stuff that goes on. And then we got British guy here explaining everything, and that's pretty much it. So now Super Nintendo World really is looking like a Super Nintendo World now that it's now that they added Donkey Kong. It's more like a Super Miyamoto world since it's since it's Miyamoto's games. We need a Zelda. Now we just need the Hyrule Kingdom. I wonder how that would work. A Hyrule Kingdom. You know what I mean? Especially since they were able to come up with those vehicles in Breath of the Wild. I wonder how that's going to happen. But and regarding Orlando, it makes sense why Orlando took a long time, because they did all of this in one shot. Where Universal's Japan had to start off with Mario because they do have some space constraints in Tokyo. They had to really make sure that they had enough space to be able to pull off a Donkey Kong Country, and they were able to do it. I don't know if Universal's Hollywood has the space, because it's literally inside Hollywood itself, and they have very little space to work with these parks to be able to expand outward. So I don't know if they're going to have it, but Orlando has the biggest amount of space. Yeah, they don't have the Kremlings. It makes sense because I think the Kremlings are still under Microsoft, and yeah, I think the Kremlings are still under Microsoft's control, legal rights. Venom Son. So, yeah, but it makes sense that in Orlando, they would be doing all that in one shot. Alright, so that was Universal in a nutshell. Pretty exciting, everybody. Yeah. I wish I could go there. I wish I could go there. So, what can I say? What can I say? But it is odd. It's not really odd. I think Microsoft has control over the Kremlings. That's why there's no Kremlings. And I'm probably not going to see them. They really leaned into the new Donkey Kong games with the new enemies and such. So, alright, everybody. Comment, like, subscribe, follow. You know you want to. And head on over to Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com and grab yourself a copy of The Impossible Man, a strange fantasy novel written by me. You'll find links to the book down below. Look forward to seeing your fan videos and lore videos of my book, along with other links down below to merch such as pin stickers, t-shirts, and music. Enjoy the products. And thank you for your patronage. And if you want, you could join me on my live multi-stream on Twitch and Kick. Every Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to hanging out with you. So until the next Nintendo Direct, I thank you all for joining me, and I wish you all a good night. Buenas noches, and oyasumi nasai.